welcome to Her Story, Our Story, 1 Hour of Power. Meet your host, Stephanie Wall, and your co-host, Hope Jackson. Are you tired of feeling like you don't have the power to make all of your dreams come true? Women are powerful. You're a woman, and you know that women are powerful. But sometimes it's hard to remember how much power we have when the world around us makes us feel powerless. And that is why I created Her Story, Our Story, 1 Hour of Power. It's an online community where women can come together for support, encouragement, and inspiration so they can remember their own power every day. So join us on our mission to empower women by joining Her Story, Our Story, 1 Hour of Power today. Hey, new members. So let's go. Join us at Her Story, Our Story, 1 Hour of Power. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Oh, I'm excited to bring forth our guest, Toni. Y'all not ready. I didn't call her Toni Blount, but because Blount, but she's going to get it right. I told her it sounds French. Ooh la la, y'all not ready. So I'm going to bring her to the stage because I need you all to see this queen, this woman of God. Now, y'all know my co-host. She, life happens. And she couldn't be here just yet. But you know what? Some days you see her, some days you see me. That's why you have two hosts. So let me bring to the stage Toni Blount. Toni, did I say it right, Toni?
You absolutely did, Stephanie.
Babe, I'm going to drag baby from now. You can be like, oh, can't nobody say it like she going to say it right now. Well, baby, you can say it like So, Toni, I thank you for your yes.
Oh, wow.
I thank you for your yes. And I get the honor of asking you all kinds of wonderful questions this evening.
I'm excited.
So listen, but this is so everybody, just so you know, if Hope was here, I'd be kicking over to Hope, but we can't start anything without starting it in decency and order.
That's right.
So we're going to start it with some prayer. Toni, can you join me, please?
Absolutely.
Father God, we come to you as humbly as we know how. We just thank you for one, giving us the voice, giving us purpose.
Yes.
But we thank you on this day, for every listening ear, every eye that is looking at us on the camera, every person that needs what they need. Father God, you know what they need before they even ask for. But tonight, we thank you for this woman of God. We ask for special blessings over this broadcast. We ask special blessings over this guest and her family. We ask you for all these things and so much more because you know the desires of our heart. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And back at you, Stephanie.
There you go. Thank you. So now, everybody, I am Speaker Stephanie, the Tower of Power, your transformational architect. I change 1 million lives. I feel every time I open my mouth, but I am destined to change 1 million lives. People I know, touch, and feel every day. So is that you?
That's
that
right.
you?
That's right.
All right. So welcome to Her Story, Our Story, where we all have a story. 1 hour of power. And tonight, our guest, Toni Blount. Oh, keep saying.
I love the way you say that.
You got to lay on Blount. So, Toni, tell me. So this is my little icebreaker. And I love this one because, matter of fact, Hope Jackson, my co-host, she used this one last night, and I loved it. She said, if you could somehow do something to land in the Guinness Book of World Records, what would be that thing? If you could make it into the Guinness Book of World Records, what would the thing be that you would have done, that you would want to do to make it there?
Oh, my goodness. What a question. Oh, my goodness. And I get to answer that. Wow. Stephanie, I believe that I would have the joy of landing in the Guinness Book of World Records by being able to succeed in the area of my impacting a targeted niche of people, those with at the highest ratio, with the highest percentage of moving their lives forward. I want to be able to touch at the highest ratio more than anybody, those who are least noticed or unnoticed, not forgotten, unvalidated, discounted. I think that, Stephanie, from day to day, at least part of my personal why and my purpose is that so many of us don't even realize how we bring a discount to people's lives. And we do it in, oftentimes, it's not even intentional. We can
Yeah.
do it by not smiling at them. We can do it by being in a public meeting or even in church or in a community or in the store
Wait,
and not even looking at them.
wait a minute, Tony. You're just so you know, because we're not gonna have no family. A couple of times you froze, just a couple. It froze, but I can still hear you. But
Uh-huh.
your picture froze. Just FYI. Just,
Okay.
make sure to check on the internet. But right now I'm good. I can see you. So
You
don't, we
can
keeping
see.
it moving. I just want to bring it to your attention. We keep it moving though. But you know what? I like what you
Okay.
said there.
Okay.
And
Now,
if you see mine doing it, let me know because it happens. It happens. It
okay.
happens.
Okay, it
Sometimes it
does.
does.
It really does.
And
Right now, I'm reading
in the real world,
definition.
we dealing with internet service,
Yes,
and
you are.
it happens. But
That's
look,
right.
as my dear friend, Dr. Cheryl Wood and Dr. Gloria Mayfield Banks said, we live.
Oh, we're live. That's it.
Okay, this happens.
It's raw. It's
I
real.
like that you said the people that are least noticed, the
Yeah.
people that are discounted,
Yeah.
the basically the underserved,
Yeah.
those people that somehow society has
Yeah.
made them invisible,
That's
but
right.
there's no such thing,
No.
right?
No.
So I love that.
Thank
I love
you.
that, and I believe you could do that. That's not
Thank you,
even
Stephanie.
something that is impossible because there's
Yeah.
no impossibilities.
I live to do that. That's who I am.
I love it. I love it. I heard a quote once that said,
Mm.
the artist does not see things as they are,
Wow.
but they see things that thing is that
Wow.
things are, but how they are,
I love it.
right?
I love
So
that.
that's true. We
Yeah.
we see things as we are,
That's
and
right.
if you can see yourself doing it,
Mhm.
as children, we as adults we stop dreaming,
Yes, we
and if
do.
you can close your eyes and you can see yourself doing it,
Yeah.
it's done. But
It's
if you
done.
close your eyes, you can see somebody else doing it, but you can't see you doing it. It's
Right.
just going to happen because we cannot do anything that we can't see ourselves doing.
That's right.
So let me ask you,
Mhm.
what is on this show? We have the 5-word stories, right? So
Yeah.
my 5 words is help women to finally remove masks. What
Mm.
is your 5-word stories?
I would say, Stephanie, to make an impact on women to always work in their purpose towards their destiny. I
I
know
love
it's
that.
a few more words than 5, but briefly, that's what it is. Work in that purpose and move towards your destiny, your dream, as you said.
I love it. I love it. I hate to, I don't hate to quote because it's always my guess. Once you come on here, I'll be quoting your stuff and everything else. But that's what we
That's
did. I
good.
give you credit now. I'm going to give you credit. I'm not going to be
Yeah,
plagiarizing.
that's good.
But I love that. And
Mhm.
it's so significant. And so many people absolutely do not know what their purpose is.
Right.
They don't. It's matter of fact, where's my cards here? I'm going to find them. But one of my dear friends,
Mhm.
her name is Lizzie Morrison.
Uh-huh.
She does affirmation cards. And
Nice.
I tell folks when you wake up in the morning, besides you talking to your maker, when you wake up in the morning, the next thing you need to do is talk about gratitude.
That's it.
Right? You need to figure out grateful. If you're not grateful that you open your eyes and that you can put your feet and feel the floor, and that right there alone, we got to talk. We need something to talk about.
We need to
But I
talk. We
want
need to chat.
to, but I want to
Mhm.
read this one card to you because she said her card is called Daily Affirmations: My Journey to Me.
Mm.
And it came out, and I wish I'd taken the box down because she sent me this box, and in the box were these cards,
Uh-huh.
a T-shirt that had their name on it,
Uh-huh.
her book,
Wow. All
and
right.
a little glass for wine. I guess she said have a glass of wine, relax,
Yeah,
and read, right?
absolutely. That's wonderful. Uh-huh.
And it says on this particular card, I am grateful for
Mm.
the opportunity that the journey of life gives me
Wow.
to learn and grow, and I celebrate in advance the lessons life will teach me today.
Wow.
Is that not
I
powerful?
love that. That's profound, Stephanie. And that's beautiful because you know what it makes me reflect on right now? The whole concept of what success is. And I know that you know this and you would agree with this most likely. But success is not a landing place. It's not a placeholder. Success is an action word. It's a verb to me. We should always be working toward, all right, now, that's it. I told you I'm going to get some of those props, but we should always be working towards success. We never arrive there on our best day, with our best level of performance, with the highest contributions that we make. There's yet more to do. And I'm not saying that to say that we should discount the daily areas of movement or success, but I do believe that there should be something on our vision board that we're always striving towards.
That's
Because
right.
we need to have a visual. I need to have a visual of what my success platform looks like. See, and
Hmm.
my success platform has a host of people,
Hmm.
just lots of people. I'm the facilitator.
That's right.
I'm that caveat. I'm that person that I'm the bridge.
That's right.
I'm the bridge.
When you let me, and that's a great segue too, because I'm thinking, so you transform lives because you help people to one whether they know their purpose or not.
Hmm.
You help them find their way there,
Wow.
but to operate in it, but to
Mhm.
be free to do so. Would
Wow.
that be? Was that? Is that
That's it.
all right?
You're a great listener.
And so
You summarize that quite well.
I mean, look, you got to learn how to do these things. So
Yes,
let me
you
ask you this:
do. Uh-huh.
you an author,
Mm. Okay.
and I want to talk about the author journey because you know what? A lot of people want to write books,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's scary.
Yes, it is.
It's scary. It's scary to write a book. It's scary to tell people you have a book,
All right. Yes. We can relate.
right? And so let's talk about. So I wanted you to, because every guest has, because her story, our story, we all have a story.
Right.
And oftentimes, none of us look like what we've been through.
That's right. That's right. Right.
And all the time, I saw folks, listen, I know you introduced yourself to me. You introduced me to your representative. Now I want to see who you really are. Right? Like,
Wow.
who were you before I was Speaker Stephanie, before I was the transformational architect,
All right. I love
right?
it.
Before I was the Tower of Power,
Mm-hmm.
I was Stephanie struggling with my self-esteem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was Stephanie like so many other humans, because men and women experience domestic violence, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not something I'm like, ooh, I was a victim. No, I am a survivor of it.
Mm-hmm.
But because I experienced some things in childhood
Mm-hmm.
and as an adulthood,
Mm-hmm.
I can help somebody else. And if you have some medicine
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sitting beside you and I'm in pain and you got what I need to help me, sister, why wouldn't you give me the medicine?
That's right. That's right.
So
Wow.
that's what I know. I know that God's looking, you know what? Listen, your story is about you, but it ain't
That
for
is
you.
not for you.
That ain't for everybody. You gotta know
That's
who tell
right.
your story too. But
Yeah.
I know that as in my previous career as a police officer, I had so many opportunities and I experienced no real I didn't get any trouble or like anything like that because I was always 100% who I am right now. I'm the same today. It's
Uh-huh.
tomorrow. I'm the same woman that wakes up beside my loving husband in the
Uh-huh.
morning.
That's right. That's right.
Right. And
Mhm.
it's because I've learned to love the woman I am and also love the person I was.
Wow. Wow.
So I want to know, tell me about a time, because I asked this question. Tell
Mhm.
me about a time that Toni, before Toni was the author, before Toni had her degrees, before Toni was married to John, tell me about a time that Toni experienced adversity. And then tell me how Toni how she came on the other side. And
Hmm.
speak to the woman that or the young person, her daughter herself, could be still in that place.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
speak to her method. Speak to her like I said. If folks ask us if you could go back and talk to your 16-year-old, 17-year-old self, or your 12-year, what would
Wow.
you say? Speak
Wow.
to that. Like, what would you
Wow.
talk to Toni about in that situation?
Wow. Wow. That's a lot to reflect on. That's quite a bit. And the way that I can uh, sum it up, and I often tell this story because I lived through a former marriage of 31 years, and I wasn't totally happy there, but I stayed because for my children. That was the reason that I thought was the right reason at that time. Um, but I got lost in it. And it wasn't necessarily the best thing to do. And I don't want to make that the focus of the point that I'm driving home right now,
Mhm.
but the focus of what I'm driving home is to share that I was managing a lot of things at that time. I was in a marriage that wasn't the greatest while taking care of a mother who was 70, 80, and she stayed with me until she was 91 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, 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 she did.
That's we have to come back and talk about that. That's a good one. Let's come back on the show because being caregivers, that's a whole show by itself.
It is, Stephanie. It is. And mama left me a legacy of faith. And we'll talk about that at some time too.
Mhm.
And that's what
Mhm.
keeps me moving forward.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I desired to get a master's degree. I desired to write a book. I was working full time. I'm trying to paint a picture here.
Girl, oh, you painting it. And I'm telling you, listen, ladies, if you are, as you all watching this on the replay, I want you to go ahead and just go ahead and put amen in the chat when she's all up in your lane. You know, if the pastor say, just go on and give it a little light wave or something. Because I'm telling you, keep going. Girl, I got a master's degree downstairs on that I got late in life. But carry on. I'm sorry, I digress.
And that's okay. I love it because we're related. And I did the same thing. And I was questioning myself, how am I doing all this? But I couldn't stay there real long, Stephanie, with asking, how could I do it? I just knew that that's what was on my plate. It needed to get done. The father and I were like this, best buddies, okay?
Mhm.
I needed him to navigate me through all of that. And so while I had those major areas of responsibility, wife, mother, caretaker, employee,
Oh,
solid and active and ongoing member of the church,
mhm.
um, a woman desiring to embrace her purpose and her
Mhm.
destiny, wanting to write a book, wanting to begin my own table talk show. And
Yes.
I'm thinking, how, how? And hence, that's one of the ways that this book came about, Stephanie. Right.
Yes. Talk about this book. So I want you to tell me, show the book again.
Okay.
What's the title of the book?
It's called Righteous. I'm trying to see if you can see
Uh-huh.
it pretty good.
I can see it.
Righteous,
Mhm.
redirecting. Righteous, redirecting.
And
And
what is the book about? Tell us about the book. Give us give them the jeeps.
ooh. You know what? It's about me, but it's for everybody.
Yes.
Because what God did was to redirect my mind,
Mhm.
my heart,
Mhm.
and my actions
Come on.
in the direction that He said was
You know I got
there since. Go ahead, Stephanie.
I got props.
Since the beginning of time. But what I am excited about is when a person gets my book and reads it, they're going to be able to relate to the topics that I have in there. And they're called strongholds that I had to take an introspective look at and make a decision. You have let these things get in the way.
Mm.
You comparing yourself with somebody else who perhaps had a platform before you,
Come
and you're
on.
okay, all right.
But pause it. Hold it. Now y'all know that comparison is the thief of opportunity. Carry on. I'm sorry, sister. Come on.
Thank you, Stephanie. And so another one was, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, What is the greatest thing that keeps people from going? And I heard this in my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, my 50s, and my 60s now. And so, and people say, well,
Who's 60?
come on now. Come on,
Girl,
Steph.
where my fire at? Where my y'all better look her, I better Google this woman. She had a pair of jeans on. I was jeans, the whole outfit. But go ahead. I'm sorry. There we go. Down the road with that. I'm sorry.
I love it. But we talk about lack of money, lack of capital. I got sick and tired of making that the excuse for not operating in my destiny, for not fulfilling my dream. I said, you know what? I can't keep doing this.
No.
It's an excuse. It was an excuse. Now, there's not minimizing the reality. That's right, Steph.
But I know you ain't minimize it, because you know what? When you understand it, I just talked about this on another platform.
Wow.
Investing is not always money. Let's talk about time. Let's talk about showing up and being up, because I'm going to tell you right now, visibility trumps ability every day.
Wow.
Because it don't matter if you got the best product or the best service in the world.
Wow.
Don't nobody know nothing about it. You just got a little tool sitting up in a little hobby sitting in the corner.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you, fear. That word that, there's look, face everything and rise, or fear everything and run.
Wow.
And only time I've done a lot of research since 2014 on this subject.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you that my name is Stephanie, and almost everything that I did not do in life that I wish I had done before, I didn't do because of fear. And then that awful word you just said, lack. That lack mentality, which is, we're the only ones. Everybody, listen, we talk about it. Everybody's been there.
Right.
Right. If we're being honest.
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Right. And a matter of fact, look, here's the deal. Look, when it comes to entrepreneurship or anything, relationships.
That's right.
If you don't invest, you won't pass the test.
That's it. That's it.
But I want you to tell me. I'm glad you talked about that. But back it up. Yeah. I want you to tell everyone where they can get an autographed copy of your book.
Okay. Now, of course, you can go directly to Amazon and purchase the book, but you can contact me, and I'll put that in the chat, and I'll also make it available when we post this, so that you can go directly to my website. Okay, which is, of course, www.toniblount.com. Pretty simple. www.toniblount.com.
Remember, Toni spelled with one N and one I?
That's correct. That's it. And Stephanie, if I can, because you talked about that underlying flaw, that these issues that we had in front of ourselves before you moved forward with your dreams, and before I embraced writing, getting in the trenches and writing my book and working on my show. And it is fear. It is fear. And you said you've been studying it. You had to look at just exactly what is fear. I touch a bit upon in my book, fear of what success looks like on the other side. Fear of what's going to be required of me.
When you say it again, I'm going to say this one part again, because you don't get this often. So you weren't afraid of failure. You were afraid of success. You see that? Now this we got to dig down in this. You were not afraid of, because most people, a lot of people, not gonna say most, are afraid of failure. They're afraid what other people are gonna say, because that thing.
Yeah.
But you are afraid of, what if this does work?
Yeah.
Your problem wasn't that you didn't believe that you could do it. It was what will happen when I do it? How will that change my life? How will people, and of course, how will people see me? Will I still my friends? How's it going to affect my friends?
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That very, very real. Very, very real. Some mind chatter. What are people going to think of me because I have embraced this? Who is going to walk out of my life because I'm embracing my platform? Who's going to come into my life because I'm embracing my platform? It's a change.
It's a
And,
fact.
it is. And when we change, our environment changes. When we
And,
work on what's meaningful and what makes a difference, you don't stand still. We're always becoming. We're becoming. We're
oh, I love
becoming.
that. I love
Mhm.
that. I
We have
love
to
that.
become more so that we can do more and be more.
I love that. I love so and this is I'm going to ask you this question and let me ask you the question so I don't forget it. So this is the
Okay.
question: have you ever gone back? Because we live in the same Howard County now, but have you did you grow up in Howard County?
No, I did not.
So have you
Proud.
ever where'd you grow up?
Baltimore City, and I'm saying it with a smile because I'm proud.
You better be proud, girl. Mom, you better be proud. Look, listen, you better be proud. Let
I'm
me ask you
so
this:
proud.
when have you ever, and after like folks that are watching, I need you to close your eyes and go down the journey with us.
Mm,
I want you to imagine,
mm,
and I don't know if you've already have, and you can probably see this vision, but you know how we go back home. We go back
mm.
to our where we grew up, or we go back to a class reunion, or we go back somewhere, and we
That's
go back there.
right. Mm.
You back there?
Yes,
You walk into the
absolutely.
room.
Mm.
You walk up to that table. You know, it's always that table where your crew, where the same people you grew up with, you did life with these people.
Wow.
You walk up to the table. You're sitting down there you've been there for an hour. You're having a conversation. And open your eyes.
Mm. Mm.
How many people at the table? And say, I'm going to
Wow.
say it's 10. I'm going to
Wow.
say 10. How many
Mm.
people at that table do you realize we don't have anything in common anymore?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You just touched on something major, very significant. We're not flowing in the same way. We're not thinking in the same way. Our desires are not the same. Our dreams, our morals are not the same.
I got to hit you with the 100 on this one.
I'm telling you.
And this is what, and I say that to this, this Coach Stephanie and you know this, listen,
Come on now, bring it.
when we have to change the narrative of how
Mm,
we look at change
mm,
and growth.
mhm.
You know, it's the same way we have to out now, we have to change the narrative and how we look at money.
That's right. That's right.
Because how many of you have heard, just like I did growing up, money is the root of all evil.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right? We don't know nobody got no money. You know, you people get that money, they get funny acting. They get that money. You know, they make it seem like money is just terrible. But here's the deal: the love of money is the
That's,
root of all evil.
that's it.
But I promise you, if your goal and your purpose in life is to serve people,
Mm,
money will
yes.
allow you to do more
Yes.
and do it
Absolutely.
better.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
Uh-huh.
my goal in life, everybody said, what do you want to do? I said, what is my goal in life? I want to be philanthropic.
Yes.
Philanthropic.
Ooh, I love it.
I want to get to the point where if somebody, this is my goal, and it's going to happen,
Yes, it is.
is I
I'm
want to
going to
get
help
to
you.
grow so much that
Mhm.
that a speaker Stephanie or 1 million lives transformed is not just a entrepreneur, it's a business, it's a corporation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's a leg of the corporation that's sole purpose is to help women, brand new startup entrepreneurs that want to start a business. Young girls, number one, teach them about business. You know, that if you want to work for somebody, fine, cool. But I want you to know that this is an option and be
That's
prepared to
it.
do so.
That's
But to be
right.
able to seed them, I
That's
want to
right.
be able to seed them because
Yeah.
many people don't start businesses because
Mhm.
they don't understand the concept. So I'm going to tell you, like, folks, let me be the first one to tell you,
Mhm.
being in business, being an entrepreneur is
Mhm.
hard.
Yes, it is.
It is work. It is
It's
work.
work.
And I mean, you got to keep doing it even when you're tired because you're the boss.
That's right.
And you have these long hours and it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy, but you got to keep
That's
showing
right.
up. And then guess what it
Absolutely.
doesn't do? But most people, it does not happen overnight.
That's right.
Even the Better Business Bureau, the Small Business Administration, all that knows between 3 and 5 years it takes you
Mhm.
to get all the way. You know, you can stop, you not stop, but you don't have to invest all of your money. But the first 3, 5 years, you should be investing money right back into the business so it can grow. So it
That's
can grow.
right.
And if you marry and you have a relationship or you did somebody else that the money's in the house is, you know, you're pooling your money together, there needs to be
Right.
a conversation had.
That's right. That's right.
Because
That's right.
honey, let me be the first one to tell you I'm married for a wonderful man.
So
Hmm.
yeah.
But he wanted to know when you start a business, you're paying, your money's going out. Husbands, they just know dollars and cents,
Yes, they
right?
do. That's right. Thank God for
And
that.
what's the conversation? So, baby, so
Okay.
when we gonna start making some money? Like,
Are you in my house? Are
God,
you in my house?
listen, but but here's the deal. And now, if they were, because that's not the, if that was their thing, and they've been doing that, and that was what they knew about it, they wouldn't ask that question, but they don't know because we didn't know.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
don't get mad. We don't get mad. We
That's
communicate.
it.
We're going to have the things we learn, we got to explain. And we might have to say from the get-go,
Uh-huh.
that before you start this thing, jump out there and you say, let's talk about when we get ready to begin, because they support you.
Uh-huh.
And let's talk about what the support looks like.
That's it.
Give yourself some wiggle room. So
Yeah.
for the small business administration, show them the paperwork. Sometimes they might not think you learning. Show them what the people say, what the research says.
Exactly.
The first 3 to 5 years, I must invest this money back. Money start coming in. They say, well, go ahead and pay some debt.
Right.
No, they say, I must reinvest. That's
reinvest.
right. And so give me 5 years.
That's right.
Before there's an expectation for, right? That
Mhm,
there's
that's
more
right.
money. And if you have the understanding from the beginning that everybody should be on the same page.
Right.
But that's another, I didn't know any of this. I wish I knew all of this going in. I went in like, we just get you a name, get you a Facebook page, get you a logo, get your little website, and go.
Go for it.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think you should jump.
Right.
Because, if you progress, don't be analysis paralysis, because you all know, I love that I did some training, a lot of training actually through the Procter and Gallagher Institute. And they talk everything about mindset and about the subconscious mind versus the conscious mind.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you, the subconscious mind doesn't know the truth from a lie, but the conscious mind just listens to the subconscious mind. Think of the head as one big old, split in the middle. So, when Steve Harvey did a great job of just making it simple.
Yeah.
You just wake up in the morning and you decide. Have you ever said, today is going to be a terrible day? And the day was terrible?
Watch the language. Yeah. Watch the language.
Les Brown says, junk in, junk stay.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to be careful what we say. And when you target, even, to your example of talking about husband and wife, when you are making plans together, when you're setting some marital goals, when you're of such, whatever they might be, you got to put each other in check. Sometimes my husband has to say to me, what did you just say? Let's use a different word. And I have to reverse it and put that back on him, because we're holding each other accountable towards what? Our goal. We're on the same side. We're on the same page. We want the same thing, and we're going there together. But along the way, you might trip on a little step, or you might be a little tired one day. It could be anything. Life happens. So we have to make sure that we pull the other one, our partner, with us. It's the same thing in a business relationship. You have to be accountable to one another. You got to pull each other in the right direction. You may be taking a few steps forward, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a bump in the road, and you're thinking, I'm knocked down. Now, the easy thing to do when you're knocked down and you experience a bump is to sit right there. Just let's rest on a rock. Stay right there. It's comfortable. I can't do anything. You forget about your vision board. You forget about the goals that you set. You forget about all the meetings you're supposed to have, the platform you're supposed to be in. But when you're accountable to each other and you keep the visions before you, then you have something to keep working towards and be open to correction and accountability.
Oh, I like that. You said a word there. I love that. I love that. And I love that you said, and I love that your response to the question was, listen, you were afraid of success. But you overcame it. So when you overcame it, how did you overcome it? What was the thing? Was it just you lean on your faith? Was it your mama whispering in your ear? Sometimes mama come back and whisper in your ear like, girl. And you be like, looking over your shoulder, and because I know I've been in a car because
Right.
my mom's been gone since 2012, and I
Okay.
been in the car and just
Mhm.
out of anywhere when I'm having a moment of just like doubt, self doubt, but
Yeah.
it's not of God.
Yeah.
It's like my mother sitting over there like, "The baby,
Okay. Come on now. Yes.
baby, and she stuff like you could do anything.
Woo-hoo.
You
Yes.
could do anything." Because we need to do more of that. I think let's start a campaign today.
Yeah.
Start a campaign today. Every time you see a young person or a person, I mean, be intentional.
Yes.
You tell them if somebody says, "Oh, they can do anything," you look at that person immediately and you say, "And so can you."
Absolutely.
Because we always are ready to applaud somebody else.
That's it. That's it. That's right.
We can listen. We can do a ticker tape. She's good at that. He's good at that. But what are you good at? You're
That-
good at something. You
yes.
are good at something,
That's
whether
right.
you give yourself credit for it. Some people are just really great listeners.
Yeah. Oh,
They can
yeah.
sit in the room and they listen
Wow. Exactly.
very well. And
Hmm.
then there's some people that they are very good at. They like my sister Pam.
Hmm.
Oh my God, we were trying to survive and grow our lives and trying to buy a house. And you got to pay them, it's a lot of money now. We build a house from the ground and
That's
where does money come from? We gave it to Lord, you say we had it, right?
right.
So we were working. And so
Right.
we couldn't make all like the basketball games and the football games. And, as a mother, that was a challenge for me.
Right.
My sister
Mm.
made every one of them. She said as long as one of us are in the room, all of us are in the room.
Oh, I like that.
She videotaped everything. My
Oh,
husband was lucky enough; he worked overtime on purpose at all the games. So he's supposed to be police, standing there. Yes. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think he was supposed to be
I
hollering.
love it.
I don't think he was supposed to be doing those hollering there, sir. But I want to ask you.
Hmm.
I want to say give you this I guess a quote, if you will, or this analogy, and I want you to tell me what
Hmm.
you think about it.
Okay.
But I say it often.
Mhm.
Acid, right? Anger, or resentment, or more like anger actually, is like does more. It's like acid. It is
Mm.
more damage to the container that it's inside of
Mm.
than it does to the thing that is poured on.
Oh, oh. And you want to know what that's making me think about?
Hmm.
I know that anger and resentment, which we've all experienced. I'm even thinking about a couple of scenarios, even within the last couple of days. And I said, um, I can't say that I'm harboring anger because I don't have right to harbor anger.
And
I
anger's
can't.
wasted. It's a wasted.
It's such a waste.
We all learned it. When you
So
learn that,
we,
boy, it's so free. And
yeah,
then,
so we learn to express disappointment. If I
yes.
can put a smile on my face and say, I'm disappointed, and I can say it gently. And
Mhm.
when and then my person, my spirit, myself, my emotions, everything about me remains more balanced,
Oh, I like that.
more calm, and then I can continue to produce. But when I harbor and allow anger and resentment to take residence within me, I
Yes.
become
Speak to that.
non-productive.
Hmm.
That is not who I want to be.
Hmm. Hmm.
You can't change people's lives. I can't do anything if I'm non-productive.
Come on
So
now.
as I see poisonous things try to creep in and take root, thank God that I can recognize them.
I like that you said that. So you don't so you've chosen and this is how you handle.
Mhm.
You don't say like I'm angry about the thing. You say I'm disappointed, which is good
Yeah.
because you know that depression is
Mhm.
anger turned inward.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So if folks, this is magic.
This
Write
is
it
it.
down.
Yeah.
When you sh- Tony just gave you a tool
Mm.
because something you can't stop feeling something,
That's
but you
right.
can change what you feel.
Yes, you can.
You
And
can
how
say, you
you
know what?
process what you feel.
That's it. Because
Mhm.
I have in my mind always, and this is now this is the ego. I guess the ego will jump up at me. But my thing, once somebody said this to me, it's been the change and the factor that keeps me under control.
Mhm.
And they said just as calm. They said, the person that gets angry
Mm.
loses.
Ooh. Yeah.
And since I don't want to be a loser, I
Mhm.
want to win.
Woo.
I said, well, they said the person that maintains integrity and their keeps their temper under control
Mhm.
wins.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen somebody lose their cookies and the other person is just saying they're calm?
Yeah, I have.
And you looking at them
Yeah,
like
I have.
what like bring it what
Yeah.
the person that's losing it looks bad
Mhm.
and they may
Mhm.
be a great person.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah.
And the person that's being quiet may be really a bad person, but in
Right?
that moment, we
In that
don't know
moment.
it.
That's it. That's it.
I use the example. I told you I used to be police, and I was a commander. I retired from the police department as a lieutenant,
Mhm.
and so that means I was a patrol commander. I was in charge of 22. It's supposed to be men and women, but it was 21 men and one woman. So just a boy, and everything you see right now is exactly what they saw. Everything. Oh, listen, only thing I didn't wear pearls, and this face was always beat. And I'm telling you right now, because my mama said, "Don't go out with your lipstick on."
Okay.
And stuff. So with his earrings on, and nails was always the same.
Love it.
I will tell you that
Mhm.
I used to tell them
Mm.
in this world, whether it's cameras or not cameras, when people are looking at you, which person do you want to be? And just
Mm.
imagine that there's no sound, and this is them.
Wow.
Are you this person,
Mm.
or are you this person?
All right. Ooh, look at that
Did
picture.
you see
Look,
the difference?
that's a good visual.
Did you see the difference?
Big difference.
Which
Immediately.
person do you think is being aggressive? I said, so
Oh,
I'm just telling you, keep it cool.
yeah.
I
That's
said,
right.
I mean, I called my dear friend who was a state trooper. He laughed my chest. I told them, listen, get your state trooper on. They think, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, yes, sir. I said, yes. Your answer, yes, ma'am,
Uh-huh.
absolutely, sir, yes, sir. Keep
Wow.
it. Yes, I can. I said, I need you to deploy the feel, felt, found.
Ooh.
If if I experienced it, I probably would feel the same way.
Mhm. You're relating. That's relating.
Right? Because
Mhm.
you need to hurry up to build some rapport. So
Yeah,
people will
that's
look,
right.
and when you so we look, I feel the
Mhm.
felt.
Mhm.
You know,
This is what I
I've been in
felt.
a situation in a
Mhm.
similar situation, or I've seen other people that felt the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what I found was a way
Mhm.
for them to, you
I
got to
love it.
deploy because people are looking for solutions.
Yes,
When you are
thank
if
you.
you are coming in and you're the person who's supposed to be enforcing something or changing something or making things
Mhm.
better, then
Mhm.
makes things better. And sometimes
Yeah,
giving me something else to think to change the way I'm looking at it,
that's right.
help me to bring it down. And this
Mhm.
is so true in every area. When you were talking
Mhm.
about, you were navigating. You're married.
Yeah.
A long-standing marriage. So
Yes, yes,
wasn't
yes.
no fly by night.
No.
And let me tell you, for the folks that are watching, there's a lot of moving parts when
Yes.
it comes to I'm gonna get about this relationship.
Yes.
And particularly, no day. My name is Stephanie. Been there, got the cigar, right? Got the t-shirt. The You are a person, you're a member of a church.
Yes, yes.
You know how we are. We don't want nobody to know that we going through nothing at the church, man. Look, but look, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I married the wrong person in the first place, the first time, because the pastor told me I was living in sin.
Oh, good. Oh, wow. Okay, okay. I got
And so I married a person
you.
that I should never have been connected with, a person that literally took the if I can't have you, nobody will to a whole nother level. And
Mm.
so I'm telling you,
Mhm.
that is look, your story, that's something that happened to me, for
Mhm.
me.
But that's not who you are.
But that's nothing. Listen, I am so blessed.
Yes, you are.
And some days I say, Lord, now Lord, I know you. They say your trials become your testimony and all this, but did I have to go through all that?
Right.
And then, you've heard it said, I always say, why me, God, why me?
Don't waste
And when
time.
they tell you, why not you? Who should
Exactly.
it be if it's not you?
Mhm. He knows who he can entrust specific, tailor-made challenges and
Mm.
obstacles with and to, because he knows with when he created you, that he deposited in you all that you needed, all that he wanted you to have, so that you could take those challenges, obstacles, and difficulties, because he trusts Stephanie Wall is going to use those to transform millions of lives. Hence, there you are.
You know what? I love it. Thank you for that. I want to ask you there's a couple questions I want to ask you here. So I want you to tell the viewers
Mhm,
what, so you're a coach and you're an
mhm,
author.
mhm,
What can they expect? What pain do
mm.
you take away? So who do you serve? What's your avatar? Who do you serve?
I am compelled to the target segment of people, and I'm going to give you an example of it once I tell you, identify what the niche is, of people, and I mentioned it earlier, who are overlooked, discounted, not validated, unacknowledged. Those are the people that it's not like I've identified a segment because I've got to have a successful platform. I got to find me a target market. I got to find a segment. What am I going to do? No, 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 no. In being fully who I am and embracing my purpose and my niche, that's who I'm drawn to. Now, and I want to know, what is it that they're struggling with?
Are these women? Are these women?
Yeah.
Okay, you do deal. I know that I'm sure that you can absolutely serve women, help them serve men, but you
Right.
super serve
Yeah.
women.
Super serve women. Super. Because that's the transformation that I've experienced.
Yes,
And so
yes,
I want to be able to relate to sisters
yes.
and to encourage them and to walk with them to in full assurance.
Hmm.
I have overcome. This is what it looks like, the
Yeah.
journey of overcoming. So can you. These are the suggestions. You don't have to do it, but these are the suggestions. Some of them, the preliminary things outlined in this book that you may want to begin to look at, because they're going to direct you back to yourself. We can't begin, I can't help anybody unless I'm willing to talk about um, not just my greatness or my capabilities and my strengths and talents, but some of the things that I struggle with. How do I react when things don't go the way that I want them to go? You know what I mean?
I want you. So let me see. We got. So I'm gonna go off the screen because I want you
Mm.
to talk to our viewers.
Wow.
I want you to close them out. And I want you, I'm going to come back on, but before that, I'm going to go screen so you to fill up my screen.
Okay.
I want you to talk to the Her Story, Our Story, 1 Hour Power Family. There's over 400 women in this group.
Wow. It's awesome.
And those women come from every walk of life,
Mm.
every wonderful flavor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some are entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
some are solopreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
some have their own brick and mortars.
Mm-hmm.
Most are women of God.
Mm.
I don't know everybody do, but I know most. I don't, I'm gonna say most because I want to say all, but you never know. I don't. You follow?
Yes,
I
I
want to
do.
say they got to if they up in my group because I come with Jesus. I walk with Jesus. That's all I know. But some of them have businesses in cosmetics.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
right? Some
Yeah.
of them actually make their own body butters and all of this. Some of the jewelry,
Mhm.
some of the deal in people, like we do personal
Mhm.
development.
Mhm. Ah.
Many of them are authors, some of
Mhm.
them are speakers. Some of
Mhm.
them just go to work for somebody else. They just mothers, and they're not trying to do any of those things, but they just need to be connected to other women. They came in because this is a place they can come and be authentically who they are and get
Mhm.
poured into by other women who
Mhm.
acknowledge that I too have a story and I'm
Mm.
not afraid to show you and share it with
Wow.
you. So I want you to
Wow.
speak to that. I want you to speak to that woman and tell her why it's important for her to just, to allow herself to be who she is and
Wow.
that she's authentically and wonderfully made.
Wow.
Speak to that woman. The floor is yours, Toni Blount.
Oh. Thank you, Stephanie, so much for allowing me to have this moment on your platform. I don't take it lightly at all. And what I want to say to all of the women on the platform, it doesn't matter about your level of success. It doesn't matter, um, not discounting families, but it doesn't matter what your last name is, whether you were born into wealth or not, whether you have attained a very high level of success or not. And I commend you if you have. But here's my personal challenge for you: those who are very, very successful, keep learning, keep growing. And in order to embrace those two suggestions, identify not five, but one goal, if you will, one next step that you want to take in your business. If it's selling, as Stephanie said, if it's marketing cosmetics, if it's being a public speaker, if it's writing a book, if it's an educator, whatever your plan, if it's a stay-at-home mom, that is a major, major area of management. Identify what else you want to work on to ensure that improvement takes place over the next 30 days. The reason that I say 30 days is so that you don't pressure yourself with, oh, I've got this thought now. I want to get 10 more customers. I need to have them by this weekend. I need to have them a week out. Chart out how you want to, given that example, attain or acquire an additional 10 customers. If it's helping to coach a young person, write the individual's name down, contact them, reach out to them. You know how we ask God to blow our minds? And that's what I asked the Lord to do. I'm like, Lord, you already said in your word that you're going to bless me. And you've done that and you continually do it. But I would like for you to blow my mind, Father, with the way that you just, excuse me, one second, life happens. Again, I apologize for that. But I asked the Lord to blow my mind with the way that He speaks to me and drives me and guides me in the direction that my life should take. So that's why I'm telling you, write it down, because then you have something to keep yourself accountable. Take your excellence, speaking to the successful person right now, take that high level of excellence that you have achieved and let God submit it to Him and let Him put His perfection on it. Because you see, there's still more room. You've done all that you can do, you've put your excellence on it. But when God breathes on it, He invokes and He invites something else that that never even occurred to you, maybe even perhaps before the platform with Stephanie Wall and I tonight. And hopefully you're being challenged right now and you're getting some inspiration towards some new thought processes even at this moment. And for that person, similar to me, who is sitting in the comfort seat where fear is feeding you and you have become so complacent. I'm thinking about the word somewhere in the word or some song that we were growing up in the Baptist church with, I shall not be moved. No, you need to be moved. But in order to move, you need to allow yourself to get out of the way of yourself. Stop uh, 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 silencing yourself. Stop delaying and hindering what God wants you to offer to people. If there are 400 women plus on this platform tonight, guess what? Every last one of you, I pray, takes this challenge and reminds yourself it's not about you. What's in your hand is for the other women, okay? The 399 that are sharing this platform with you as a viewer and as a listener. They need you. Communicate more, talk more. I'm not saying that you're going to be able to save everybody. That's not even your job. Thank God it's not. But imagine fully embracing who you are. And the more you do it, the more comfortable it becomes, the more excited you become about walking in that purpose, walking towards your destiny.
Wow, y'all. You see, listen, this is what I'm talking about. I was sitting there. Look, I was taking notes. Amen. And I was. You couldn't see me, but I was hitting you with this. So let me tell y'all this.
Mm.
Don't you have 2 ears
Mm.
and 1 mouth? And we forget that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth.
Mm.
2 ears to listen,
Wow.
1 mouth. 2 opportunities to get something that can not only change our lives, but change the lives of somebody else.
Wow.
Another, because listen, you can't hear a thing if you're talking.
Yeah.
I
Not at all.
promise you, you can't look. You got to actually stop. And you know how now I know as parents, sometimes we can be talking to somebody over here and hear the kids do something. What you doing over there? Now I know that's possible. Now I know we got that third eye over there. I know about that. But I'm talking about absorbing and learning and processing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you all have heard some stuff. I mean, you got some nuggets, and I know you did because I did.
Good. Great.
You got to take the information you have. Don't just listen to, oh, this was good. Reach out. You know this platform. This is her story, our story. We all have a story. 1 hour of power. The power is in you connecting. Your power is in connections. Your power is in relationship. Your power is in people. You know,
Yeah.
it's not what you know, it's who
That's
you
right.
know.
That's right.
If you are connected to, if I have an idea and Toni has an idea, we each have one idea.
Mm.
But if she shares her idea with me, I share my idea with her. Now we each have 2.
That's right. That's right.
So how awesome would it be if everybody on this platform, everybody that is here, whatever it is that you're good at, whatever is your purpose, whatever your gift is, you share it.
Wow.
Not for the purpose of glory, not for the purpose of necessarily of, when we know it's a business and if you have a product, you should get paid for it. They say, don't be talking about, I want to, what they say, I want to pick your brain. No, no, no.
Mm.
Or one person she said, well, wait a minute, you can pick my brain, but before you do, pick one of these packages I have on my website, right? Because you got to pay, because after a while, you will have got your brain picked so much and you will be out of business.
Right.
So,
Wow.
now I'm saying that not to say you cannot service people with it doesn't always be about the money, but you have to, you cannot give yourself all the way away all of the time. You give
That's
people increments, you give them
Yeah.
enough so they can support. And if they want to do more, then that's a service call, and that's requiring payment. You follow? So you all, so this,
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely,
So I'm saying
absolutely.
that you, each one of you, like I know that many of you are Dr. Dr. David Banks
Mhm.
is that's what he does. He's been over 20 years. He's in the personal and professional development, and he's is good. That is his area of expertise, helping people find out what their purpose is
Mhm.
and professional development. But he's, trained technically in the field of HR. He knows all of the psychology and all this stuff.
It's wonderful.
So one of the things he did was he offered some folks that were in there, they were talking to him, a free consultation. So
Wow.
everybody has a free consultation. So I'm saying that to say that if you would like to reach out to Toni Blount,
Thank you.
I am sure that she can give you a free consultation. And if it
Absolutely.
requires a deeper dive and more
Yes.
sessions, then I'm sure she can she'll tell you about her packages that she offers.
It would be my pleasure. And we'll make sure that in our posting on Stephanie's platform as well as my own, you will have the website and my business email. Please reach out to me. Please
Perfect.
reach out to me.
All right, you heard it here. So this has been her story, our story, 1 hour of power. And as we say at the end of every one, you've got to shine your light.
Wow.
You've heard tonight about why. You
Yes.
heard about the what, the
Mm.
how, and the why. And oftentimes we're so worried about the why, right? That we forget
Yeah.
about the what.
Yes.
Okay. So I need you to line all those things up. We talk about professional development.
Mhm.
Before you develop your personal development, you have to first develop your personal plan, your
Yeah.
personal level of influence. Because you can't look, if you have no influence, you can't even influence yourself. You got to put yourself in places where you are helping to move the chain, if we're using football analogies,
Love
right?
it. I love it.
So I want you to shine your light. And I believe in the Holy Trinity. So I believe that the light that I'm shining, that I believe every time I open my mouth that I'm walking in my purpose.
You
And
are.
that purpose, I believe, is to
Mhm.
change the lives of everyone, but particularly I super serve women,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes. I'm
Miss
with you.
Tanya's told me about that. Matter of fact, I wish I had. Next time I'm gonna put her book in there because you guys need to know about and her book is called Black Women Speak.
Mm,
You
because
got
we do
she
have a
she
voice.
bad. She bad now. She's super bad.
Right.
Quinn Conyers. Oh, Quinn
Ooh,
Conyers is the bomb.com. You want to know
Conyers.
her.
Uh-huh.
I'll put a link in there. You got to get her book. You got to connect with her. She's the bomb.com.
Awesome.
And I want you to shine your light because those blessings, that light is blessings, God's blessings to land for other
Yeah,
people. And
that's
it
right.
cannot, God uses people.
Yes, he does.
And they will not receive the blessings if you don't open your mouth or open your arms, open your hands. Because you know what? You can't receive anything if your hands are closed.
No, you can't.
And you certainly, right? Sometimes so we can hear it and hear, but you cannot share if you have to tell somebody about something, you have to open your
Mhm.
mouth
Mhm.
or hand
Mhm.
over something.
Mhm.
So if that light is too bright for you, as
Mm.
Lisa Nichols says, put on your sunglasses. And if it's too bright for others, ask them to put on theirs.
Oh,
So this has been my pleasure.
mine
And
too.
yes, this is gonna be great. All right, so we're gonna see y'all next Wednesday, same place, same time. And don't forget, subscribe.
That's it.
Subscribe to this. The subscribe. Look, I said subscribe. Then you're gonna find
Subscribe.
it on Speaker Stephanie, but you also find it on 1 Million Lives Transformed. So
Awesome.
wherever you are, subscribe. Till next week, we say goodbye.
Bye, Steph.